Okay, it's about an SPSS software. We will go through 6 questions for our lab manuals. So one is first two related to data, how to enter the data into the software. And the second one related to how to import the data. Technically right from the Excel to the SPSS software. And third one is how to run the descriptive. The fourth one is how to run the frequencies. More or less the options in the descriptive and frequencies are almost same. Almost you can, I will show in the software. So that's the thing which we need to know. And the fifth and sixth are related to explore and crosstab. The crosstab related to, uh, presenting the data in the tabular form, but you need not to draft a table like something in the Excel. The software itself will do the data to be presented in a table form. So just you need to have the data. So if you have the data, you can tabulate the data using the SPSS. Someone may say like, I can use Excel. Yeah, you can use Excel. What if you have hundreds? If you have 100 lines or 100 rows or columns of data, you can do it. What if you have a lakhs and lakhs of data? So when you have a huge data, you need something to support you. So that's the reason why we are using SPSS. And it's a statistical package for social science. Initially, it released for the purpose of social science. So right now we are using it in multiple fields, because wherever the statistics is there, you can use this software. And it came out 1968. Right now it belongs to IBM. And more importantly, the features are like the data management, descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, machine learnings, and survey data analysis. Survey data analysis. If you took a survey, you need to make an analysis, you can use this. Data visualization, for example, graph, syntax and automation. Even if you are good with coding, I'm good with coding, so you can use the coding in the SPSS also, but it's not in the syllabus, the 6 exercises, but you can use it to code your data. By typing the code, you can get the values. For example, I need the column of A1 data mean. So you can type mean column A1. You will get the mean of the A1 column. Sorry, A column, like in the Excel example, I'm giving like that. So like that. And integration, data formation. You can integrate the data and form your new data also. So those are the things. Like this is the website. The QR code is there. You can scan it and you can go to the website, create a login ID in the IBM by giving your mail ID. What are the mail ID? Credentials. It requires a mobile phone number, and you can create it and then download the software. It have a 30 days free trial. It's a pay and use after the 30 days. So it's up to you if you're too rich, or if you have any important things by using SPSS, you can download it, because it's like easy for you to use. Obviously, when you know how to use, it's easy. This is the website. Use the try SPSS statistics for free. Okay, this is how it will looks after you open the software. Okay, right now, what's the statistics means? The purpose of statistics, how you use, if I'm not wrong, in schooling, we used to do like mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, everything we have done in the school by using a data given by them. They will give you a question number 1, it has so and so data. So after that, they will ask them, find the standard deviation, find the variance. So that after that, you will table the data, A, B, C, D, or something 1, 2, 3. Then you will sum, you use the formula and use your division, square root, everything. Afterwards, you will find the standard deviation or variance, depending upon the requirements. Or after having the data will be like 10 or 20, maybe in schooling. So they will give the data. But in SPSS software, we need something known as like data first. You need to know how to collect the data. The data is like primary and secondary data in statistics. The primary is if you collect the data right from the source, it is known as primary data. Right now, I'm making a call to someone and I'm asking the data about him. So it's a direct and more reliable. If I'm asking someone face to face, like interview mode, it's more reliable. For okay, like Google Sheets or something, it's face to face. It's primary data. Okay, what about the secondary data? The secondary data is nothing but when you took from other sources, like some government websites or something else. Like that, if you took anything from other sources or someone's data, it will be known as like secondary data. Okay, right now, do we have any questions about statistics or something, primary data or something, anything? Okay, I think no. Okay, first you need to collect the data and you need to analyze the data. So in statistics, we have to do multiple things. So the first one is like data, collection of data. Next, you need to classify the data, and then you will table the data and you will present the data, and then you will analyze the data and you will interpret the results. First, you will try to collect the data by primary or secondary sources, and then you will decide, okay, right now I need to classify the data. How will you classify? Means quantitative or qualitative. Okay, numericals and non-numericals. For example, number of male and a female in a college, in a office, with the height of so and so, weight of so and so. I mean, number of males, number of females. It's a quantitative, it's a qualitative details because you can't represent them in a numbers, male or female classification. And then height and weight you can represent in the numbers, numericals. That's known as the quantitative details. So right, in that way you will like classify data. Even there are a lot of things like health or social variables. Lot of things are like variables are there. You can classify the data. And then tabulation of data you will present in a tabular form, like so a title have 1 to 3 columns and so on, so name, address, mobile number, category male or female, education qualifications or something. You will have the names and you have the numericals as well as the names. Obviously you can't use the numerical, you can use the numericals for analysis purpose, but you can't use the name or address or mobile number for your analysis. Okay, what about the non-numerical data? You can use them to analyze the data, but there are few criteria to make those things. I mean, few steps. So I will explain it. So if I missed, you need to remember me. You said like you can do those things. I don't know where you done or you forgot. Just let me know it. Okay. So you need to have some basic knowledge about the statistics, and then you will present the data, and then you need to analyze the data. Analysis mean mean, median, mode, everything. What are the steps? You think whatever the test which is appropriate, you think you can use it. Last, you need to interpret the data. So that's the things which I will be doing statistics. So it's the functions of the statistics. So we will do those things. Okay, right now you need to know basic knowledge about statistics. Just you need to know what is statistics. Like I said, like functions right now, I said collection of data, classification of data, tabulation and presentation of data, analysis, interpretation and results. Like that. And then you need the laptop or computer. You can't use the software in the Android or mobile devices. To run the software, you need the internet. So don't forget to have the internet while running. It don't run in the offline. So that's the thing. And most importantly, you need the data to run into the SPSS. It's a clean data. Next, you need the objective. What is your purpose of using the data? Next, assumption interpretation. You need to have some assumptions and you need to know how to interpret it. And then few conditions are there to run your data. Depending upon the choice of your test, I mean, what's your requirement, and if the data is met with that condition, you can use the test. Okay, for example, I have a single row of details. For example, I have only height of a person. I can't go and analyze everything. I can do mean, median, mode, what's the range, and standard deviation. Everything I can do for those things. What if I have 10 variables? Do you think I can do for analyzing those 10 variables? Or if I am having 2 variables, I need to compare. How will you compare? There are few tests like chi-square, t-test, ANOVA, one-way ANOVA, so on, and like so on. There are a lot of tests are there. So if you need to do those tests, you need some prerequisites. That's the thing which is known as condition to run the data. Okay, this is the 7 steps. Yeah, it may have more than 7 also. First, missing value. If you have any values, for example, if you are collecting data from some other source directly or secondary data, you need to make sure the data is complete. You should not have any missing values. If you find it out, replace it or delete it. If you want to delete entire data. I mean the single row or column, depending upon the data. Then outlier. Okay, what is meant by outlier means if you took a data, but unfortunately the data is like having a huge variation. For example, I took details of height of so and so persons of college students. So in that, due to some typo mistakes, I typed 181.25 as 18125. I missed them dot. Just imagine the one value will be like 1800 and okay, 18125. So it will be huge difference from the entire data, entire population. So you need to find it out by using the software. The software will do it. And more importantly, you can do those analysis for the continuous data. The continuous data means numericals, the quantitative, not the qualitative. For those things, you can do it. And more importantly, you know, like the normal distribution you studied in the schools or college, I don't know, but there is something called normal distribution. You need to check whether it is normal distribution or not. Because if it follows normal distribution, there are few set of conditions. I mean, few set of like tests you can do it. Next, if it is not, Okay, is there anyone asking anything? Okay. If it is not forming normal distribution, you can't use the normal distribution tests. So you have some other things. There are two categories. So you need to find the normality of the data. So the software itself will run the data. Next hypothesis, H0 and H1. Is there any huge, if there is any significant variance, if there is no significant variance. So you need to know whether my data is both are A and B are very, like they have a huge relationship between two things. No, they don't have. What if I took at some data which don't have any relationship? For example, I took a height of animals and compared with height of human beings. Do you think it's comparable? No, it's a nonsense. But there is a test also like in that way. Nonsense statistics or something. I don't know. Logistic. Yeah. If it is like that, you can do some tests also. So like that, you need to define the hypothesis. What's your objective? Based upon the objective, you can do it. And after that, based upon the conditions, you can choose the appropriate statistical test. And based upon that, you will get a value of P or alpha. So based upon that, you can decide whether it is have any correlation or regression, whether it have any relationship with the data or so on. So depending upon your requirements, those are the 7 steps which required for any type of SPSS program. Okay, right now I explained everything more or less related to the 3 topics. Do you have any questions? I have not said everything. I tried to say as much as possible. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Is there any like a checklist for collecting the data which you are displaying the steps for SPSS you have mentioned, right?
Checklist
Is
means
this
this is the
something you
7
can check?
steps is the checklist. You need to find whether my data is complete or not. And then you need to use the outlier to identify whether my data is overlapping or not. Because every data which I collected is three digit. Unfortunately, due to a typical error, my data went into 18125. Like it's technically become 5-digit number instead of 3-digit. So you can use the outlier. Okay, you can say you can use the Excel to find it out. Obvious, you can use the Excel. What if you have huge data? So the software will help you to find it out. Even it will point it out the missing values. Okay. If you have any questions, just go through. I will move on to the second topic. And more importantly, I will share the second link in the group. Please don't forget to join. Within 8 minutes, the meeting will be over in Zoom meeting. So I need to generate a new link. So if you have any questions, I can move on or I can answer something. Because sometimes they may ask questions. So you need to be at the state that you can answer something. Obviously, I will relate those things in the software. This is how it will happen. This is how it can be done. For that, I need to explain few things like ordinal, nominal, and scale. So those three are important. Scale means like quantity data, continuous data. Come again.
Like in terms of scope of this exam, right? Lab exam, the 6 or 7 exercise, right? This
Yeah, we
covers all
have
the
six.
concepts. All the concepts also. It's a more of a initial usage of the tool.
No, whatever the test, whatever the SPSS function, it is small or big, you need to follow these 7 steps. It's not like you need to damn sure. There may be 7 or 8 steps also, but general checklist, like in checklist, you can have this 7. But in our exam, the exercise, how to enter the data, how to import the data. So in that, before entering data, before importing data, you need to make sure the data is clean and the data is not outlier. So for those things, you need to use those first 2 steps.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
That's the reason I'm saying, because sometimes if you take an incomplete data, it will show the result, but it won't be appropriate. I will visually show in the like the SPSS software. You don't worry. I'm making you to understand, because while reading the manual, I came to know like a lot of things are there, like guesting and the name, data, comma, or so on. So things are they mentioned in it. And there are something called measuring units. There are 3 measuring units. Okay, I will show in the software. One second, but I won't. Sorry, it's in pre-filled data. 1 second. Okay, in that you can. No, it's already opening. Okay, sorry. Control N. Okay. I think you can see the software in this, like for example, measure, name, type with decimals, label, values, missing columns, align, measures, and role. More importantly, you need to know about the measures. Once again, I will just type something. I'm not explaining anything, just showing something. So don't think he haven't explained anything. Like right now, you can see scale, ordinal, and nominal. The classification of data. So whether my data is scale, that is means
Yeah, are you sharing
continuous.
any other screen?
Still, it's displaying only the PPT.
PPT.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Once again. Please just if I'm not sharing my screen, please don't hesitate to say. Is the SPS is visible?
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay, just I'm showing something. I'm not doing anything. One second, I will delete it. Okay, just in this name, type with decimals, label, values, missings, columns, align, measures, and role. Those are the things which we need to understand. And more importantly, we need to assure only make sure we need to know about the measurement. Right now, I will explain about the measurement and I will explain about everything in like second link. Oh, no, don't worry. The first one is like scale. Second one is ordinal. The third one is nominal. Why are you making those things? Means scale means continuous measurement, like height of a person, age of a person, weight of a person. If you are taking any analysis, for example, before going to the gym, what's the weight? After going to the gym, what's the weight? Before going to the yoga, after going to the yoga, before making an experiment, after making an experiment, you will get numerical values. So those comes under the category of scale. Those are quantitative, not qualitative. Okay, what about the ordinal, nominal? Both are comes under the category of non.
Sorry. One step back. This all the name and all those variables, right? It's
Oh,
you
once
have
again,
created
I'm
or
not explaining about all those things. I will explain in second session. I
okay.
need to make sure like I am explaining about the measures only. I will explain everything, but right now I don't have much time. I have only 3 minutes, so I am explaining about scale, ordinal, and nominal. The scale is nothing but a continuous data. Okay, what is meant by ordinal and nominal means those are things which are not quantitative, they are qualitative. For example, if you are a strongly agree, strongly disagree, have you seen the survey data like strongly how many members are strongly agree, disagree, neutral, satisfied, not satisfied? Even in our portal also we have those things. Those things are comes under category of ordinal because they won't have any much numbers. It will be like they will represent 1 or 2, 3, 4. That's it. For example, star rating 5-star. So like that. So like, those things are like a category of not quantitative. So qualitative. Those things comes under ordinal, nominal. So how will you category those things ordinal or nominal? Means ordinal means ranking. For example, I have done my class schooling, 10th and then 12th and then my degree and then my PG and then my PhD. It's an ranking. It's an order. If it follows an order, then it's an ordinal data. Okay, for example, if I some example male and female, you can't say it as ordinal. It's a nominal data. Scale is in continuous measurement. Ordinal is nothing but an non-quantitative, nothing but qualitative, which you can rank it 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. I mean something you can rank it. It's need not to be 1, 2, 3, 4. You can have it like a reverse also, whatever. It's your opinion, it's your own wish. But ordinal can used for ranking. And the nominal also, which you can't rank it, comes under nominal. Okay, if you have any doubts related to these three words, you can ask me. If meeting ends in the middle, you can ask in the next session.
For scale?
Huh?
Can you give me an example for scale?
Height of a person, weight of a person, age of a person.
All the values which can be put as quantitative.
Yeah, quantitative. For example, rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 are not quantitative. It's representing something 1, 2, 3, 4 ranking. It's not in scale data. Those comes under ordinal data.
When can we use that nominal, Hari?
I will show you in the data. Okay, I will show all those things in the
Nominal
data.
and the ordinal also.
Both are not quantitative, both are qualitative. So those things will be used for representing. For example, assigning a value to a person. Male means 1, female means 2. Female means 1, male means 1, 2, like that.
Yes.
I will show you, but I will show the example. I am explaining the concept. Within a minute, it will close. I will share another link. Take a 5 minutes break because I don't have the licensed version. So it takes few times to generate a new link. I will share the next link. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask in the next session. Okay. Thanks for the patient. We will continue the session within a few minutes. Before that, please try to install the software.
In my software, it's showing for measure, it's showing only ordinal nominal. Scale is not available for me.
Well,
Do
I will
you
show you
know
what to do in this session. You don't worry,
to
it's not a
add
problem.
scale?
It's not a problem.
Okay.
I will explain it. Just I'm giving 3 words explanation. I'm not said anything about the software itself. Okay.